Hi there. Okay, this is a recap of my experiences at Essence Fest 2018. So let me just say, I've been a huge fan of Essence from the very beginning. Wonderful publication. And I remember graduating college and getting my first apartment, and Essence was my very first magazine subscription, and I've had one ever since. I won't tell you how long that is, but whatever. And second of all, let me say, I look like this because I'm not always in full face makeup and all glammed up. And I got to wash my hair. I'm getting ready to go on a trip. So I just wanted to get this video out. So let me just say, I never wanted to go to Essence Fest when they started doing the festivals. I never wanted to go because it just seemed like there were too many people. It was going to be too many lines, and everybody who knows me knows Ingrid does not do lines. I've never stood in line to get in a club, or I don't stand in line to get a celebrity autograph or a picture. That's just not me. But anyway, and that's what I imagined Essence Fest to be a lot of crowds and a lot of lines. So I never wanted to go. But after seeing Girls Trip, some girlfriends of mine, they had never been to Essence Fest either, and they said, hey, why don't we go? So I said, you know what, why don't I go? Let's see if I actually will feel the way I think I would feel at this event. So it wound up just being two of us. And here's the disclaimer before I go any further. We had the time of our lives. We had fun on top of fun. We had good food. We laughed. We have the same tastes and values and things. So, both of us were on pins and needles till we could check out that hotel room and make sure it was okay to lay our heads down. So it was a fun time, a fun experience. But I had three problems. I won't speak for her because she's not here. We were going to do it together, but schedules and everything didn't match up, so here I am. So I had three problems. Number one, nobody had the same information. There was no uniformity of dissemination of information amongst the volunteers and the workers at the event. Even the night that we got in, our names were on a list, and it took us almost 2 hours just to get into the event because we kept getting different information. Then the day of the convention, at the convention center, when things got started, the actual event got started, it took us almost 2 hours to get our media badges or passes. Nobody knew where we were supposed to go. Oh, it's in Hall B. We'd walk to Hall B. No, it's in Hall D. Hall D would say, no, it's in Hall B. Hall B would say, it's definitely not here. And then say, oh, it's upstairs. And we'd go upstairs. No, that's the press debriefing room for the celebrities. And then someone said, oh, Bradford has all of those passes. We didn't know Bradford. We didn't know how to get in contact with Bradford. So a wonderful guy, I think his name was Kerry. He was such a doll. He was so kind, and he personally escorted us downstairs to where the media table was being set up. Why it was just being set up 2 hours after the doors opened is beyond me, but it was. So we got our passes and we were on our way. So now we get inside and we're facing problem number two. So there were these lovely booklets everywhere in the convention center, and they listed out who was going to be there that day and the times, but there was no location, so you didn't know which stage to go to. Now this is a huge area, you have all these people, and so we'd ask and they said, oh, you have to look in the booklet, and we're showing them in the booklet where it's not listed, and they're like, oh, we don't know. And then we'd ask somebody else and they say, oh, you have to check the website. So we checked the website and nothing on there. Sometimes there was, and so we'd go to that stage thinking we were going to see whoever was listed there, and then they'd say, oh no, that person isn't going to be here today, they're going to be here tomorrow, or they were here earlier today, and their list that they had for that day backstage, because we had media passes, was completely different from what was on the website. And then we asked someone, and they said, oh, you have to download the app. So we downloaded the app. No, the app just mirrored what was on the website. So whoever was minding that store was probably off enjoying the festival or something. But so that made it a little bit frustrating. We wound up having a fantastic time meeting great people. We were backstage, and we at one stage, I don't even remember the name of the stage, but one stage we were in the back, and we met Kim Whitley and Pastors John and Aventer Gray, and we met Snoop Dogg. And then, you know, we also met Erica Campbell at another stage, and but it was always happenstance. We came this close to meeting Idris Elba at one of the super lounges at the Superdome, but his security was so tight, nobody was getting through there. So we had a blast. We had a ball, which leads me to problem number 3, transportation. To say that it was a nightmare is a huge, huge understatement. I don't know how this event has taken place for 24 years, I think it is, without better arrangement for transportation. And if I lived in New Orleans, I would leave town during that time. It's that bad. The gridlock is unfathomable. There were emergency vehicles that couldn't get through. So we would wait sometimes an hour before we'd finally get an Uber driver that would accept our request, because most of them would just get canceled and they'd say, we can't get to you, because there were so many people. And after talking to the locals there, they said it's always been like this, that there's no working with the city to determine things. You know, I put my event planner hat on, and I'm thinking, well, airports do this all the time, and why not have, you know, central locations set up, you know, that shuttle people back and forth, you know, every 10, 15 minutes to the convention center or to the Superdome, and then, you know, you have certain streets blocked off during this time period, and Uber drivers and your Lyft drivers and your taxi cab drivers all lined up on certain streets, and you give that information out to the participants. Yeah, so I have lots of ideas how that could flow a little bit better. But anyway, maybe I'll call up Essence Fest and see if they want my assistance. I doubt it. But anyway, so when asked the question, would I go back? The answer is no. I would not go back to Essence Fest. It was an experience. I had a great time. The only way I would go back again is if I could go back as a VIP, and I'll tell you why. We had the opportunity to hang out with someone who did have VIP credentials, and we saw how easy his experience was. So when we got ready to leave for an early dinner one of the days, all he did was call his golf cart driver. We went out a back door. There she was. She scooped us up, drove us about a mile away to a huge lot where there were a lot of cars and their drivers. And his driver came right up. We got in the car, easy peasy, less than 10 minutes. So I said, yep, this is the way I want to go. As a matter of fact, we met Representative Maxine Waters. Her car was bringing her up. So all of them knew where to go. They knew exactly where to go. And there was no gridlock. There was no confusion. It was running perfectly. So I didn't understand why there was so much chaos on the other side of it, or the other spectrum of it. But anyway, that's my take on Essence Fest. Maybe closer to the time when the next Essence Fest is coming up, I'll talk about how to plan travel, whether you use a travel agent or you do it yourself, or how to pick the best hotels, how to navigate transportation in in the event that it's not done differently next year. Packing clothes, you know, do you take heels? Do you take flats? Do you carry your flats with you when you wear your heels? Yeah, I wore my heels the whole time, but anyway. So that's that. I hope you've enjoyed it. Leave your comments below, and please remember to always, always stop by ingridbohannon.com and say hi. Until next time, toodles.